right, let's now tell you all that's happening in the United States. The stage is set for Donald Trump's inauguration. Trump will be formally inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States on 20th January. Trump defeated Kamala Harris in the election after Joe Biden withdrew from the race. We bring you a report.
So I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
The countdown has begun for Donald Trump's inauguration, an event which will usher in his second term in office and cap one of the most remarkable political comebacks in American history. On the 19th of January, a day before the inauguration, Trump will hold a campaign-style Make America Great Again victory rally at an arena in downtown Washington. This will be Trump's first rally in the District of Columbia since January 6, 2021, when his supporters entered the US Capitol in a failed bid to delay certification of the 2020 election.
Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
On the 20th of January, Trump will take the oath of office in front of the US Capitol at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. After being sworn in as the 47th president, Trump will deliver his inaugural address. So far, he has indicated that it will be uplifting and unifying. The outgoing president, Joe Biden, has said he plans to attend the ceremony and witness the transfer of power. Trump did not extend the same courtesy 4 years ago. After a lunch with congressional leaders at the Capitol, Trump will proceed down Pennsylvania Avenue in a motorcade to the White House, accompanied by a procession of military regiments, school marching bands, floats and citizens' groups. The new president and his guests will then observe the rest of the parade from a reviewing stand. Country music star Carrie Underwood will perform at President-elect Trump's inauguration. She is expected to perform a rendition of America the Beautiful. The Armed Forces Chorus and the United States Naval Academy Glee Club will accompany her. Carrie Underwood is a more high-profile performer than the musical guests at Trump's 2017 inauguration, signaling that the entertainment industry's hesitance to embrace Trump has thawed since he left office. Historically, world leaders have not attended the inauguration of a US president due to security concerns and have sent diplomats instead. But Trump has never stuck to convention. After his win, Trump reportedly sent personal invites to some leaders, including Chinese President Xi Jinping. But he's not expected to attend the ceremony. Argentina's President Javier Milei, who is a strong supporter of Trump, has said he will attend. Another Trump backer, Hungary's Viktor Orban, has said he's considering coming. Italy's far-right Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, who met Trump recently at his Mar-a-Lago home, is also expected to be present. The official events are financed by Trump's inauguration committee, which is chaired by longtime allies Steve Witkoff and Kelly Loeffler. Trump's committee will be responsible for covering the cost of everything but the swearing-in ceremony at the Capitol, which is borne by taxpayers. Corporates and industrialists have come forward to make donations in the inauguration event. Jeff Bezos' Amazon and Mark Zuckerberg's Meta have said they will donate $1 million each to the committee, as have Apple CEO Tim Cook and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Uber and its CEO Dara Khosrowshahi have each donated $1 million each to the fund. Cryptocurrency firms, tech giants and automakers have announced contributions of $1 million or even more. Trump has vowed that he will use the afternoon of his inauguration to sign more than 24 executive orders that will essentially seek to roll back many of the Biden administration's policies. He is expected to sign orders that will give immigration officers more latitude to arrest migrants with no criminal records, send more troops to the US-Mexico border, and restart the construction of the border wall. The orders will include a drive to increase energy production and follow through on Trump's often stated campaign vow to drill baby drill.
but they took away 625 million acres of offshore drilling. Nobody else does that. And they think they have it, but we'll put it back. I'm going to put it back on day one. I'm going to have it revoked on day one.
Trump is also likely to issue the first wave of pardons for defendants convicted by the federal government for their participation in the January 6 siege of the U.S. Capitol.
Now remember the
merits of bringing the prosecution and the strength of the case.
All right, but let's now try and find out what will be the impact of Donald Trump's second presidency. Let's try and quickly bring in our guest. In fact, I'm joined in by Bishop Garrison, who's a former U.S. defense official. Many thanks to you, Bishop, for joining in. Let me begin by asking you about your assessment of the world leaders who are now going to be attending Donald Trump's inauguration ceremony. That also, of course, includes several tech billionaires who've been invited to this inauguration ceremony. Is the list of these attendees an indication of Trump's second-term foreign policy priorities?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. This morning, we understand that Donald Trump is interested in looking at the future of regulation and the future of how technology is going to continue to influence global society. Mm-hmm. So he's taking this opportunity to engage with a lot of these senior leaders and understand what some of industry interests and key priorities are, and to align that with what he wants to accomplish in his second term. So I think you're going to see a lot of continued strong engagement with tech policy, with the tech industry, and he's going to do everything he can to use it to his advantage in placing his own policies into and making sure that they've been implemented properly in the ways that he wants to see.
Bishop, with Washington and Ottawa all set to enter a tariff war and Canada's provincial leaders already in disarray over the response to Trump's tariff threats, as is the Liberal Party over Trudeau's succession, is Donald Trump milking the political chaos within Canadian politics?
Well, I think some of this has more to do with internal domestic politics within Canada. Trudeau has been president for almost a decade. So you're going to see some natural turnover just in the sense that Canada's domestic picture is not as strong as it necessarily has been in the past. You're seeing rising costs for housing. You're seeing rising costs of goods, rising costs of gas, petroleum. So you're going to have some type of discourse there. I think Donald Trump, as he's coming in to his second term and looking for opportunities to engage these countries, there are always some levels of opportunity and chaos, and he's going to do what he can to be impactful in implementing his own policy, and he's going to use the potential domestic chaos that we're watching unfold within Canada to his advantage.
Let's now talk about the wars. Israel and Hamas have agreed on a ceasefire to end their 15-month conflict. Will it be fair to solely credit Donald Trump and his incoming Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff solely for this breakthrough when the Biden administration and international mediators, be it Egypt and Qatar, have had their share of struggle to broker this ceasefire?
Well, I think the first thing we all need to come to agree on is that we want to see an end to this conflict. We want to see the hostages return home as safely and as soon as possible. We want to see an end to bombardment within Gaza. We want to see a stop to the loss of an innocent life within the region. So I think the broader sense is that this is a victory for everyone, for America, for Palestinian people, for Israeli people, for the world generally. Now, who should get the credit? I think it goes to a lot of different people that were a part of bringing this together, to include both President Biden and President-elect Trump and their people and their administration. So I wouldn't focus too much on if there's one particular person, one particular group that owns the credit, so much as I would say that this is a win for everyone, and we should hope that this deal goes through and that we see the safe return of hostages and the protection of innocent lives continue to play forward.
All right, many thanks to you, Bishop, for joining in on World 360 with your precious insights. Thoroughly appreciate. And with that, let's now tell you